Scott, show me what you're doing.
I'm doing a little face.
Oh, so it's a little bit like Day of the Dead.
This is what I'm doing. I took pictures of Olivia yesterday.
And you kind of made it black and white, and then you pushed the dark. So
I made it black and white and more posterized it, so it give me an idea of where to make
see
it.
Up close.
So yeah, it's kind of hard to see with it white on white, but when we print it, hopefully it'll look.
And this is little. This is just practice run.
Yeah.
I'm still cutting out my kitty, making a lot of mess.
In one
That's
line,
good.
or?
Just it doesn't matter.
Oh,
it doesn't matter. And then have a damp.
So he shellacked it, and now he's sanding it in between.
Have a damp cloth and just wipe off all the sand dust.
Okay.
And then you're ready to paint.
Great.
And this is you do this for everything, not just this is not.
The reason why it looks so dark is because you used so much Sharpie when you shellacked it.
So what are you doing
The Sharpie blend.
I'm sorry, Susan.
No, you can say. You shellac it and then.
Yeah, because after you select it, you feel rough on the surface.
Yeah, you feel
Ooh, yeah, that
dust.
makes
Yeah,
it
and
real
then
sick.
after you lightly sand it, just with the fine 220 sandpaper, and just
Get
go
your
over one
smooth,
time, and you can feel the difference.
Yeah.
And after that, because you've got the sand dust left on the surface, then you need a damp cloth
Okay.
to
get any
get
dust
any
out.
sand dust get out, because if you don't, then the sand dust will adhere to your ink roll.
And Scott, are you going to take that wire brush so that we can see more of the wood?
Yes, we can
Yeah,
do
we can
that.
do that.
Yeah, I think that would look cool.
That's good. That's good. You see it?
Yeah.
And that's
Now, y'all may disagree with me, but to me, that is art. Even if you don't print it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely it
Oh,
Yes.
they look neat at all stages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Like I can hang it on the wall.
So we shellacked mine. Just it's drying, and so then after it's dry for a while, we'll sand it like Scott is doing.
Probably like a lighter paint or something, and then wipe off the dark.
Yes.
Then it would probably really look more like a
you
print.
could,
Yeah.
after all this done, if you want to preserve it,
Yeah.
you can ink it in another color.
Right.
Okay, you
yeah.
can, because it's all
Yeah.
black and purple. Ink it in
And
another
just leave it
color,
on the.
and then just leave it on.
Yeah, that's neat.
that's
Yeah.
And
great
that would
idea.
be preserved.
That's
Beautiful.
neat. Yeah.
Right. So for this,
What
I
kind of brush
need
is that?
this is a wire brush.
Oh, this is so much fun to learn.
So interesting. Yeah.
I know, you do feel like a kid.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, yeah. And I want to get one of these too.
I
These
meant to
are
take a
like the,
picture of this before I
how she
slapped
sharpens
it,
her
but I didn't
tools.
do it.
This printmaking leather honing block.
I want to find
I want to get that too.
So for this, let's just do it
And
here,
this is
right?
just to get. Oh, wow.
What's the purpose?
It's gonna show the wood grain.
It raises the wood grain so you
Yeah.
see the wood grain more.
So here,
Oh, that's cool.
when I did my
Scott, I can see from the side that this is still shiny, and that's, you can maybe look on the
This
side.
is the shiny part.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want it that
It doesn't matter if every single
well,
part is.
we can
We'll do it
we
again.
can print it again. We can
Do
print
a
it and
test
print
print.
it again. If you think like,
Yeah. We can move you.
you know, the one pet peeve I have here in a communal studio is they don't clean the ink jar as much
So it's hard to
as
open.
I want.
Yes.
No, it's not that. It's when you pick it up
Oh, you did it all here.
and before you open it, you got it paint all over your finger before you even work on it. Soy oil, mixed with some chemicals. It was invented by this woman, Susan Roscoe. And when she is a painter, but she's also a printmaker. And when she was pregnant with her child, she didn't really want to use all these chemicals, oil-based ink, which I can't find any sepia that.
It's fine. You can do anything.
Yeah, and
So
then
you're
I'm gonna
mixing-
have. Now, also too, this thing is so wonderful. It doesn't get dry. It doesn't get dry out like oil base. Say if in my, this is of course this is the communal studio. I don't leave the ink overnight, but in my studio, I can leave it overnight for a week.
Wow.
And then I would just go down and it still work. So, and this is, I have a little jar, so if, I use some ink, then it's still a lot, I put it in.
Great.
And
So
then
that's
I
where you
would-
put the extra that you use?
Yes, this
and
is
you're
the
just-
extra of
So you're
yellow
just-
and red and whatever. And then I have another one that is, got it.
Yeah.
That's my job.
I know, I'm gonna, I'm gonna really use you
Dad,
sometimes.
asking where things are in the refrigerator. That seems like a male thing. Where is the? It's
So-
right there.
Everything else, that's my one talent.
So here is, when you mix the colors, you don't mix the color into the black. Same as white. Otherwise, because black is so strong,
Yes.
you mix the black into the color.
Otherwise,
Okay.
you end up adding too much color. You have to
Right,
use so much
right.
color.
Otherwise, you're gonna have a big puddle of, ink. So this, is it okay?
Yeah, it looks great.
Uh-huh.
Love it.
So this is pretty dry, so I am going to pour liquid pigment. Okay, it's the same brand. When she first got that, it was just this form. It was really frustrating because you see how liquid it is. You cannot roll it. And then later, then she come up with the intaglio, which is more like a paste and more like the oil-based ink.
Right.
But sometimes, when it gets too,
It needs to be thinned out a little bit.
yeah, I need to thin out a little bit. And sometimes I would just use I think this one is, what is it?
Pigment, it says
Yeah, did it say
No,
jet black?
jet black.
Okay, I need to make sure this is,
Before you shake it.
before I shake it.
I do that with my coffee creamer in the morning. I'm like, because I've shaken it before. And
Yeah, and then, so I'm gonna just drop a little bit of black.
And I guess experience is what teaches you how thin it should be.
Right,
how thin it
right,
should be.
and I'm gonna, yeah, this is, because this is leftover ink, so it's a little drier.
So you're trying to make kind of a burnt umber color there?
Yeah. Because he was asking maybe a sepia or a burnt umber
Darker.
out. What you need to do, you never use your brayer onto here because it's a thick one, and you just spread it out thinner, and then you roll it.
I've never done that, yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't really need to make a whole surface this
Right.
big, because all you need is to coat your brayer. Yeah, and you can do that this way or that, and then pick it up once a while, because if you keep on doing this, the revolution is the same.
Yes.
When you pick it up, the revolution
Right,
changes
right,
a little bit.
Can you see?
I can see that.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna just pick it up, and then ink it. Just make sure that you ink all the border. Here
So you actually have like these little,
yeah, I have the grid, which is wonderful. And I am going to just use a newsprint for.
Yeah. This is major. I cannot wait to make prints with this.
Is to keep the paper flat because the ink that we pick up is on the surface. It is not on the groove, right? So it will eliminate some
Pressing it down
unnecessary
into
noises. And we call it the background noises. And I think, let me see whether this is a little tight. So Teresa, this is a 0. You see a 0? No, a
Oh,
0
no.
at the bottom.
Excuse me,
Yes,
yes.
0 is
Zero,
here.
yeah.
Now, when you tighten it, when you turn clockwise, it's tightened. When you turn counterclockwise, it's loosened.
Lefty
so
loosey.
Let's go to between X. Now, I'll see how the ink is. The pressure feels okay.
The big reveal. Wow.
Okay. Now, here, you see it, this part
Yeah.
is not, the pressure, the press bed is not even. So that's why we need
So
to
you go a
hold
little
it.
tighter. on
Yeah,
this
and I'm
side.
gonna
Oh,
hold it tighter.
fascinating.
That's
Right.
so neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. I like it like that. It makes it look like there's fog or something, or like he's stirring up dust.
Those,
Well, look at, there's also like little bits of blue.
No,
Interesting. Yeah, that's neat.
That-
I bet you that's the Sharpie stuff picking up. Well, I don't know. This is even off the edge, so yeah. I
yeah,
don't
it's
know.
off the
Yeah.
edge, so I don't know what that, it might be. And this is not Chinese paper. So this is just newsprint, so we'll.
And definitely look at that shows up. I wonder if
Yeah,
we have
that
to
showed
like
up.
use more brush there or something.
Yeah, I
interesting.
think,
What is that?
see, you know, you can see it,
Probably
right? And I
shellac.
try to.
I think it-
Maybe
Uh,
the
where the
shellac
brayer.
is-
That's
It's
the
just
line
maybe
from the
it needed to
brayer.
be
The
the
brayer.
wire brush.
Yeah, well, it's a brayer mark.
Yes.
It looks like a
Oh,
brayer mark.
brayer.
But I try to, you know, even
Yes,
it,
it
it's
is.
still,
This is
not.
cool.
But let's just,
Interesting.
I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna just,
It's super fun.
do the,
The ink coming through.
no, it's still, okay. It's still not good.
We can probably leave it there and run it backwards.
Yes, I will,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so we.
The shellac needs to be rubbed more there.
what if you burnished it?
Let's see what it
With,
looks
with like
like.
a spoon, yeah.
Wait.
Oh, it came out pretty good. Oh, it came out pretty
Came out
good.
pretty good.
Yeah,
That.
I think it looks
see
good.
it?
Yes. Oh, it's so wonderful.
It came out good.
Wow.
Yeah, so I just need to, you know, I think it could be a little bit tighter.
Right. It's neat. I like how you can see some of
That's
the
the noise she
some
talks
of the
about.
noise.
Yeah, that's the noise.
That's cool,
And then the black disappear. I think it might be from the paper itself.
Right.
Like a
those things,
reaction or
yeah.
Yeah, and here, and
Right.
it could be
I
the
probably just
inking.
didn't ink it enough. there.
Right,
Yeah.
it could be the inking.
Yeah.
And so actually everything looks great.
I love it. Oh, it's amazing.
I didn't think the face was going to come out too well.
face
so I
come
decided
out
to put that in
excellent.
there.
Yes.
I originally carved it to just be all in shadow, and I thought, oh,
Yeah.
it'll be fun to try. And see if I
Yeah,
can
yeah, that is so, it's just
Beautiful.
excellent.
It's
Beautiful.
So we're just trying now paper from a sketchbook. This was the print on newsprint, and it actually looks kind of neat because the newsprint itself is, you know, this sort of, yellow. It's on newsprint is not acid free.
Is it level?
A little,
I mean, you can see the
towards
grit.
you, a little towards you.
A little toward
It is
me.
almost like a
There you
two-person
go,
job.
That's, right. That's pretty good.
All right.
There you go.
So when you do that, you can just put your paint over it
So it just tacks it in a little bit.
so that the ink will adhere to the
Right.
paper. And then, but you always, because if you don't, then you put this thing down.
It might
and
move.
it
The
will
wind
move.
might move it, yeah, right.
Uh-huh, okay,
Cool.
all right. Okay, I think this looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Wonderful.
Fun, wonderful.
See,
I love it. I even like the ragged edge.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool,
it's it gets richer.
Yeah, and
Yeah, you get a little bit of
picked up
noise
some of
right
the
there.
noise.
Yeah, that's more now.
Why don't
than
we-
compared to it?
Why don't we run, do you have another piece of paper like this?
Of course,
Sue?
there's in your
No, you
portfolio.
can run it. You
Let's
can run it.
Run another one.
No, I have this paper.
So this is her prints. They're so graphic and nice. So she said the first ones are always the ghost prints, and you can tell the difference between the second and the first. It's really just figuring out if you need to go back in and carve. It also is giving you the practice of how much ink to put on. Look at how lovely that is.
Because this will last, this won't dry, so I can just.
Oh, it's neat. Is that like the sun?
I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yes, it is the sun. I know, I think it's going to take practice, right? Just to figure out how much ink to put on,
Right.
the pressure, that sort of just the flick of the wrist a little bit.
It's not the new vinyl set, but yes.
These edges
That is
here.
probably
pretty
just
good,
no, just about it. Exactly. Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
okay,
exactly.
right, yeah.
And then you're gonna see what that is.
so about where
So
this
it's
comes
about
here.
1.5.
I see.
And then if you want to, you can, get this a little longer.
Uh-huh.
Because
For the bottom?
you want to sign it,
Oh,
something
okay.
like that. Okay. So we will just have one.
Actually, let's make it centered on this one because sometimes I do like drawings on them.
Yeah, yeah, right.
On the edges,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
So what you need to do when you place it, so we know that the edge is right here.
Right,
And
these
we
two.
know that this is, so
Yeah.
your corner is here.
Cool.
And then you do that, right?
I see, right.
So what you need to do is when you get it done, you hold it, just, you don't need to help me.
Oh, okay.
Because you're gonna have to do it by
Right,
yourself.
right.
And then you can just drop it.
Ah,
Okay.
great, yeah.
And
So now he's done 3 different papers. He has a newsprint, he has just regular sketchbook, white, but it's acid-free, and now this is the more
This is
nicer.
the second one, so this will be lighter.
No, but this is the
There'll be
better
less ink
paper.
on it, but it's also the better paper.
Yeah,
So there'll
more
be,
of a printmaking
there'll
paper.
be less ink on it.
Oh, so it'll be a little bit more
Should
faded.
be a more lighter one, yeah.
And then she just puts the plexiglass up there.
for this, right?
We could do,
Are you gonna do
I'm saying we could do that on top of this and then do a ghost print.
I know, it takes practice to figure out how to do it. I would lift this
No,
stuff.
just a second.
You wanted to test it upside down.
That looks pretty good.
Okay.
All right, so
Well,
I can
lift
take
this
it out
off,
now.
and then,
Yeah, let me just move this out.
okay,
Because you can run them through twice too if you need to,
right.
once you look at it.
Okay, so when you flip it, you look at the first two ghosts.
No.
Oh, there's something weird going on there.
It got some more ink.
I think you do need to maybe
This
carve
is
that
in
out more.
one of these extra areas, so
Yeah.
see, I can carve that out a
I
little
think
bit
you need to
more.
carve that out.
And when
yeah.
the brayer obviously touched that.
Yeah, she says that the wood actually, because it being compressed, you get to see more and more information.
That's pretty neat.
But this is why you need so many tests.
But you can
It's
even
like
run
you
it through
really
again.
go through it a lot of
and you'll
paper.
have even a lighter. You'd have even a lighter one. So I'm gonna let her use this.
I'm probably not going to be able to do a test print of my cat because I'm waiting for the second shellacking to dry so I can sand it. But I thought I'd show you the progress of Scott's. So this little block, I mean, it really is probably like 3 by 2 inches or 3.5 by 2 inches. So that's what Scott was doing for his little one. I'm getting hungry. So I want to buy one of these things. These might be really great to store prints. Also, people do that clothesline. So you see how Scott is hanging his. So having a clothesline across your studio could really help. But I feel useless now, so I think I might go eat. I came to my studio today and I'm working on videos and stuff because I just feel too stressed. Do you see that pastel in that mirror? Just, you know, I guess it's one of those things where it's just, don't want to touch it. Don't know, you know, a little bit of freaking out today. Just anxiety. Anyways, I thought, all of a sudden it occurred to me that I had this in my studio. So this is Now Tone Therapy Systems. And I think it was like $150. And what it is that these look like these little hockey pucks, right? And so then there's the charging cables. It's yoga for the mind. And what it is you turn on, see there's volume and then there's a power button. And you kind of have to have. So I'm going to see if I can prop up my phone. So what you do is you press both of these at the same time. And it lasts for 3 minutes. I guess they bounce or reverberate off each other. I think they're supposed to be at a certain decibel, or there's something about calming your nervous system. But it is very, very soothing. And just for 3 minutes, you can do anything. Every time you use them, it's different. Sit and do the rest of it off camera. It is Friday, quick sketch, and Scott and I always get here close to an hour early. Luckily, we are both on the same page and we like to get places early. This is the stuff that I've been using a lot, or similar, but look at this, obviously this has to be a white pencil drawing of his dog on this paper. So this is just Astro Designs. I think I bought it at Walmart or Target. It's about an 8.5 by 11. This is just my fingerprints, but so these are the things that I use when I do my quick little ones. And then once I do one, I take it off, and then sometimes I do it horizontal, sometimes I do it vertical. And I'm getting my pastels together. So just different kinds of pinks and reds, with a black, remember, just to like clean up the edges, and then just different kinds of lights to block in the lights, and I have some extra in case I need. and we'll see what Scott does today. It's very rainy and gloomy, so we're gonna have to keep the lights on because it's just dark outside. And I'm really trying to get over just a little bit of melancholy. It was started yesterday, and not exactly sure what the cause of it is. Is it, who knows? But I'm looking forward to drawing today, and I'm just gonna take it real easy. You know, just no expectations. Okay. I'm still on the black paper, kind of pink figures, doing no details. So these were some of the ones that I did today. And this is Scott. Let's see if he has any other ones.
When are you going to England?
Oh, hopefully in August.
Oh, I thought that was in March. Where are you going in March?
Oh, we're actually taking a trip to New York
To New York.
to see a show at the Selma Gundy Club. But so New York for just a weekend, and then Charleston at the end of March for OPA. So both trips are like more just like a 3-day, you know, so they're not super long. Yeah, hopefully. You know, hopefully things will pan out.
We'll have to plan our life around that.
I know. You never know what's gonna happen.
March 1st.
So I guess that's all. There you go.
You know, we can do that. You know, the size is like a fourth of it. So what we can do is, you know, I fold it in half, and then this is a tear bar. It's heavy, it's beveled, and what you need to do is you hold it steady and tear it toward yourself at an angle. And as you go, you just move your hand down just to steady it.
Cool.
And then that would be half of it, and then you can do the fourth. But you know what I do is I line it all up so you can tear all the halves.
Right.
And then afterward, then you fold it into the fourth. And that's it. And this is what we're going to use.
Perfect.
So if you could help me do that,
Yeah.
that would be great.
Sure.
And that you can practice too, because later on, you know.
Scott will be a good paper terror.
Will I? Why?
I just know you will, because you got strong thumbs and fingers.
Oh, okay.
So you just,
Make sure to also
And
move your
do
hand.
one at a
two,
time, or?
two, you can do
two
two
at a
time.
time?
Because that's the pile. Is it four? Yeah, two, right.
All right, so 2. Okay,
Yeah.
good deal.
Tear at an angle, and you move down as you go, so to steady the tear
Right.
bar. And you don't need to help him.
Okay.
We're supposed to have G plate is PAPET capital G. It's almost like plexiglass, but then now when you
What did you say? P-A-P-E-G. P-A-G.
You know what it feels like? That stuff that goes in those cheap frames from Jerry's.
yeah.
It's just a thin,
Yes.
Yeah.
thin plexi. It's like
No,
It's like, yeah, acrylic.
Plexiglass like
What did you
that
say it's called?
It's PET G. P-E-T capital G.
pet G.
PET G. Yeah, it has that.
That's like
it's
the
a
brand
sim-
name or
This
something?
is
No,
harder.
It's the the
Oh, what it's made
Like,
of.
yeah.
acronym of all the chemical
Okay,
stuffs.
okay, yeah.
So, so this is plexiglass, and you need to bevel it, right?
Oh, you need to bevel it.
Well, you have to bevel
Sides.
it when you are doing. You see, this setup of the press is different than yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Than Thursday.
Oh, right.
Because this is for etching.
So that'll cut into this if you
Oh,
And
right.
you use a whole lot more pressure
Okay,
to
so
do that, and
soften the
if you
edges.
Don't bevel it, it will cut into the paper
Oh, okay.
and cut into at least, you know, sometimes cut into
Right.
the blanket. But
Yeah.
for this plate, it's so thin.
yeah.
You don't need to do it. This one is anything, you can do it anything. And then I have, okay, now this is a foam piece that I'm introducing.
Oh, yes,
Can you get
like
the
a-
long
like you get in a
box, the long
packet.
red box? Yeah.
Like
the
you
red
get in a
box.
package or something.
Yeah, and you can cut that, into rectangles. You can cut it in the shapes. You can cut it in here. And I think this one
So it's
is,
almost like a felt,
it is,
but it's foam. Yeah,
Here.
but it feels, oh, okay.
Like, sometimes
This
when you
is,
buy
uh,
pastels, it has this kind of thing
Yeah.
around it.
Yeah. definitely seems very
but
crafty.
you can get it like, 9
look at
by
this.
12 for 99 cents.
So you can just
wow.
cut
In the
shapes.
kids,
And then just keep them for future.
Yes,
In the
Wait.
kids craft.
I see something.
yeah.
Yes.
It's a kitty.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful thing because it retains a lot of memories.
Yes.
This is still from the memories of the last print.
Yes.
But I washed it.
Yes.
So it will not have any
Ink, yeah.
interference into
Yes.
it. But sometimes I have one piece that I really love, and I said it could be a picture. I would preserve it or something.
You mean
something.
like, just take that and frame it, because
yeah,
it's so
right,
pretty.
something like that. Anyway, so that is, another example. So all these
so
examples.
beautiful, yeah.
This one is really beautiful,
Yeah.
seed pot that is, nothing.
Yeah.
But I use a lot of pressure to get the impression, to make it so
To
clear.
flatten it out kind of.
Right,
so
flatten it
it's
out.
Tiny little.
You could
Right.
probably do that without a press, right?
No, you can't.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and then you can have a larger frame of the thing, and then put an image into it, and then have.
Oh, so this is like a mat board?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it act like a metal because these are all very faint ghost prints.
That's really cool. No,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, so there's just a whole lot of now. That one is a reverse. Now that one you see that this is I inked that the feather. That's a foam piece or acetate. I think it's acetate. So I inked that red, but when you lift it up, that is the
original color.
the ghost. So anything like this, and you can incorporate. This is a styrofoam piece, and you can really cut the styrofoam from the supermarket.
Yes,
the
Like the
meat,
meat trays.
the meat trays, and you can cut it into. And then this is you can scrape it. You can just draw on it with a pencil, and that's
That's
what
cool.
it is.
That's
Kids
cool.
love it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I do it with the kids.
that's beautiful.
So, and that is again, bubble wrapped. And right now we don't really have a lot of leaves because it's in the dead of the winter. So we are gonna make do with a
great.
lot of
Beautiful.
other things.
Yeah.
And so here we have all these stuff. And I'm gonna try to see whether this will work. This is hydrangeas.
This is great.
And you
yeah.
can just flatten it
Yeah.
and see how it works. Now, you may not be able to reuse it. For leaves, I can reuse it over and over again. It's aqua ink, which is water-based, but not water-soluble. It's mostly non-toxic. All the inks would have some kind of toxic level, but this is the least toxic, so almost non-toxic. And it can be cleaned up with, liquid liquid detergent. And these are the brayers. Now you can see that the brayers has talcum powder on it, baby powder, because after you wash it, you need to coat it with baby powder because baby powder has
Talcum?
talc
Yeah, that's how it works.
to absorb, the water. Otherwise, over time, the brayer, the rubber will get tacky, absorbing all the, So the printing paper is called Arnhem paper right here. So those are the paper that is a pretty good printing paper. So, but right now for this workshop, we are gonna use the multimedia paper. So
Jerry
this is a
has that
multimedia
one.
paper. Yeah.
Wow. A beautiful blue.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful blue, and you sort of stir it up a little bit. Sometimes it depends on the pigment. Sometimes this one is pretty liquidy. So we're gonna, we're gonna warm up the ink. My professor always say that. Warm up the ink. So you never put your brayer onto the glob of ink, because in that case you're gonna have build up this bump and that bump and that bump is harder to even it up. So you do it back and forth, and sometimes you pick it up, because once you pick it up, you change the revolution of the brayer. And the objective is just to coat the brayer, not to coat the whole area.
Not to actually paint.
Oh, the kids, they would just, I said, wait, just this area, just enough to coat this. But of course, they just have so much fun doing that. So, and then I'm gonna ink it. And what you do is, you don't have to ink it, like somebody told me, it's like a painter painting the wall.
Yeah.
The first coat, you go with, and then the second coat, you go more systematically to even it up. And that's what I'm using.
I'm so messy and stuff. I would just without the paper in it. Well, the paper helps you hold it. I mean,
Yeah, the
all these
paper will
little
have to hold
practical
it.
things that I just probably wouldn't even think about.
No, it is good to see how people do it so that we can learn from them, but
That's right.
we're going to make mistakes.
Yes.
And forget.
Absolutely.
Okay, so when you pick up the plate, try not to use your thumb.
Yes.
Okay, so you pick it up, you will pick it up like this,
Yeah.
and then you put it on
Scott has huge
either
thumbs, though.
on the
You're going to need help.
That'll be hard.
on the rack or something. Now let's just put a so I'm not gonna spread it, because
Right.
that would be
That'll be-
fingerprint, right?
right.
So I'll just get a
So she has a whole bunch of newsprint all ready to go, and the printed papers all ready to go. So it's a good thing to prepare in advance and just get tons of that stuff ready. And having tons of newsprint is really, really,
I have
good.
these things on hand, so let's just do this.
Oh, so you're going to
So-
eyeball it.
Well, I would just eyeball it. All right, so I am pretty good not touching it.
Maybe
So
we
let's
won't
see what
do
it
We'll
is.
just get a stamp.
Just put one letter.
We'll just do a
Okay,
stamp.
so this is that, and now you can see,
Oh my God, that's cool.
Yes.
you can see that, and let's just print it out and see.
Yes.
Beautiful. I love the soft
Although my
pens.
hand, my finger.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
so
we'll
cool.
just use a stamp, Scott.
When you have the pencil get in touch with the paper, inevitably that you have that content.
But it's beautiful. That's what I mean.
You find your corner right here. So this is the corner that I find. I find the corner here, and then you get it just drop. I think I may have to put more pressure on. You see, there isn't any. Can you see the plate mark? it's not very,
Very faint.
yeah, very faint. So let's look at it and see.
Where it makes the impression.
See, it's not quite.
Yes.
Okay, let's put more pressure on it.
You can see the
You can see the
indentation on it.
indentation right here, so that is the plate mark. Let's try that and see. You can see the indentation.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, it looks like the
Oh.
stars in
Yeah.
the sky.
Yeah, and see that's the wool is good now, right?
Yes.
So that's that.
Yeah.
And then here you can actually
Another.
no that would be
it
too
would-
faint. But I'm gonna just ink it and then do another thing
Yeah.
just to demonstrate, and then you can go ahead and think about what you're gonna do with the this, and you can just make the impression of some textures. And then here is the Q-tip, and you can actually scribble. This is fun. I'm gonna do this and see what you can actually ink it. Let's get the
Oh, the different colors.
let's get a magenta. Okay, I'm gonna just put it over here and see. And then to do some and this is, believe it or not, it's nothing, but it will surprise you. Now this I can ink too. The thickness, different thickness, we will see how that goes. I'm going to even do it a little more. So this is
How do you know what number to put it on?
I'm sorry?
How do you know what number to put
I
this on?
do it by feel, but that's why I want you to crank it. But what you can do is that you can use this kind of number as reference the next time you set it up. Because at the end of the class, I have to loosen all up. You cannot have the press always in this tight pressure. It's not good for the press.
Lose the zero.
Yeah, and then you would say next time, and you said, okay, this is 3, and this is this, and then you try it, and it is tight enough. You can see the the thing.
Oh, that's the
Yeah,
stem
let's see
from
the
feather.
crease. Okay,
How
so that is
fun.
that.
Yeah.
So the feather can actually,
That's lovely.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful.
but
Yeah.
again, you see this thing. It looks so thin,
Yeah.
but it actually, actually when it printed out, is quite thick. The
Because
stems.
it's keeping the press from
Yes.
actually getting to the outside part then, even because it's taller.
I love
Yeah.
how you
Yeah.
can see all the tiny little
I
lines.
That is
know,
so
isn't
wonderful,
that
isn't it?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then here,
Looks like a little ladybug.
here you get to print it too. So
Oh, yeah.
sometimes it just goes on and on and on, and that's why I give you 2 plates each. So say if you want to do that,
So you could just print it right on this thing. Huh?
you can just print it right and see how that is. And if you have time, you can ink this yellow.
Right.
Then you're gonna have another,
Yes.
thing. So when I do the monoprint, I would be all by myself, and I have to, it's all spread out. Now here, that's why I said that if you have an apron with a pocket, this is invariable. You need to, you need to clean that. And so I'm gonna see how it goes. And then I can say introduce another piece. How that goes. Okay, let's see.
Oh, wow.
That's beautiful.
Oh, I love that. I think that one's like my favorite.
Isn't it good
absolutely
I
looking?
love
gorgeous.
that.
That's so pretty.
I love on the edges it like
it's
some of the
Yeah,
color.
yeah, And the feather really
Yes,
looks
absolutely
good. And that
gorgeous.
one too. That one actually the
Yeah.
red actually
Did
went
show up
through
a
it.
little
So up really.
It looks
So
like an
here-
Amoeba or
For
something.
that too, the hydrangea.
Yeah.
It is really cool.
Yeah, that hydrangea, this is the first time I saw it. I mean, I use it.
Yeah.
But I think I really love. Nature really
Yeah.
gives you all this
Yes.
for you to, to manipulate.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I Xeroxed a butterfly, and then I put this on top, and I just traced it, and that's the ink that came off the plate. And that is my butterfly. And then I used a chopstick just to create some interesting, who knows, right? Let's see, this is the very first one. Oh, there's Scott's. Very, very abstract.
Yeah.
So that, you just kind of used your
Let's
plastic
use a
knife.
plastic knife, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Just interested to see how the process.
Yeah, I went boring and did a butterfly, but
I like your butterfly.
no, we'll see. I guess it's just to see. Ooh, look at that. And you drew a tree.
Yeah, the tree with the
Awesome.
little horizon.
Okay, so then you could even print this again on even on top of that if you wanted to.
Right.
I know, right? That looks
The textures.
very, very professional, abstract.
and then it really print out very, very
So you
detailed.
put yellow on that,
The yellow,
and
yeah.
then you put the feather on top.
Yeah, and I
Of
ink
the
the
blue
feather
ink.
blue on top. No, actually, it's your feather. It's the
one we
flip
were gonna
side,
get,
the
yeah.
flip side of the feather. And look at how the details. So the blue was like here,
Yeah.
right? So, but then it embedded
That's
Yeah.
so that it will, okay.
It absorbed
on a
the yellow
hard,
paint.
yeah,
And made
and
it
on a
green.
hard surface, you flatten the subject flatten.
Okay.
So it gets thicker,
see.
right?
Yes, that's
You
why.
get, you get thicker. But then for this, because it absorbed the pressure
It gave it
and
a cushion,
impedance,
sort of,
right? Give
yeah.
it a cushion, so all the lines are
sharper.
thinner, are sharper.
I love it.
Yes.
So because of this, see,
Right.
I think Scott, you use this a little
Right.
bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when it's come out on the plexiglass, it was
Better.
thicker.
Yeah.
So
That's
so
beautiful.
everything,
That is.
all the linear thing will be a whole lot.
I'm starting to use feather.
Yeah. So use that.
Oh, you moved yours over there?
Yeah, we were in that room, so.
Oh, okay. I like that one. Cool. I think I did one press, like these two, and then Scott did that one as a ghost. It was a learning curve today, and I don't think I need to keep all of these, but I do know that even though I really do think that sometimes when the colors are very strong, it's beautiful, I tend to like these more muted ones, so I guess I'm gonna have to figure out how to get the perfect balance. So I'll probably just take 2 or 3 home just as a memento, and then just keep practicing. And this is, my caveman one, my handprint. Haha. And these are Scott's. So he's just gonna keep going till the very end. But I think I'm kind of done. Wait, he's done a lot more than this. I don't know where he put all of his. So they're still printing. We use a lot of paper, and I actually feel a little guilty.
Good.
Okay. This is the feather.
That's Marsha's?
Nauseous.
Is it? Oh my god.
My God,
That is
Marsha.
Marsha won.
beautiful.
Oh my God, Marsha, that's
Beautiful.
amazing. She doesn't want to go home now.
Put that
She wants to keep doing
put
it.
that in the show.
Oh
That is
my
beautiful.
God.
That is Lovely.
And how many?
You'll definitely have to sign it now. Make sure your hands are clean.
That's what I love is having those after images.
Yes.
and
Yes.
something really graphic
Because
on
if
top.
it's just
Yes,
that feather, it's just
Yeah.
a great looking feather.
Right, right.
But then you have the nuance
layers,
in the
How many
background.
times did you print that?
Oh,
thing?
Oh,
That's
wow.
cool,
Yeah,
it's
look at
definitely
that.
different colors.
That is
So
interesting.
that's-
Now that you can work on with later color pencil.
Well, that's one too. You can
Or-
put something over this
Yes,
in the graphic,
yes.
you know.
And,
do a
and you
third
know,
one.
just pick these
Absolutely,
in
yeah.
the background.
Because I really like this right
Yeah.
here. I
Yes.
mean, right
Yeah.
here could have a little something stronger.
That was
But
super
these,
fun.
but these are just so
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
The lines.
Right.
All
Absolutely.
right,
That-
you guys.
That
That is really
plan,
a good-
that
good-
plan has given me so much print. I use it. I don't know what that is. It's something Carrez or something, and it's got.
Thank you so much for watching my YouTube videos. I love it when people write me about them, and I have fun doing them, so I'm so glad that people are enjoying them. Please subscribe and follow me and Scott on our Instagram pages, our website, and also on our patreon.com/Susan Lyon.